Today is November 21st, 2020. It's been 1,306 days since Morgan died, which is 3 years, 6 months, and 27 days. I feel like I can't breathe. I really feel like I can't breathe. And I was watching a show a little bit ago, and this one person was upset over some choices that she made, and it really hit me hard because even though all of us can look back and realize that there is an aspect of ourselves that we wish we did differently or that we didn't do, responded differently, made a different choice. It kind of stirred up an incident that occurred when my mom turned 50th and we had a 50th party for her. And I'm trying to think how old Morgan was. I think he would have been, let's see, like, I don't know, 12, 13 maybe. And we were at the event, and I was stressed out. I was stressed out because of my ex and money, and he had just called me freaking out about not realizing that I was putting up the money up front for the party, and then my siblings were paying me back at the party, and he had gone to the grocery store, so there wasn't enough money in the account. And even though I did tell him, he had forgotten because of his traumatic brain injury. And it was just one thing after another. It was a lot of stress. And so I had a little too much to drink because, every once in a while, we all do that. And I remember Morgan and his friend had picked some flowers from the outside to give to Morgan to give to me, and his friend to give to his mom, who was also there. And, I was like so happy and honored, but at the same time felt like, he just caused damage to this building's flowers, and so, I had just explained to him that you can't pick flowers outside of a restaurant, that's part of their stuff. And I remember Morgan making a comment about me being ungrateful, and it hurt. It really hurt. And already having a couple to drink, I started crying. And I went in the bathroom, the women's bathroom, and at that point, Morgan wasn't coming into the ladies' room. And so the other kid's friend came in, and she was asking what was wrong. And I remember saying what Morgan said and crying my eyes out about it. So much so that when I came out, I remember seeing Morgan's face, like he felt so bad for saying what he said. And I immediately hugged him and told him it was okay, that sometimes, people say things that might hurt somebody else, especially if they're under a lot of stress already. But this memory stirred up today because I felt like I could have handled that differently as the adult. And I know it's okay for our kids to see us cry. It actually helps them to understand it's okay to cry. But it still didn't help the situation. And now that he's not here, it makes me feel like sometimes that added to his stress about making sure I'm okay and worrying about me. Even though he didn't have to worry about me, but more worrying about disappointing me. And the funny thing is those that know me, I don't hold a lot of expectations. I accept everybody for who they are. And yes, there were times I was very frustrated with my son and that Morgan wasn't getting his shit together to pay his own bills and, trying to make sure he's okay to live in a world expecting me to die one day and he needs to be okay. But in the end, it didn't matter. And I thought I did a pretty good job at showing him that it's okay to be him. But then there's moments like that that just stir up and it hits me hard. It really does. So, the holidays are coming up. I'm stressed about that. They're supposed to be good times, but anymore they're just stressful. Dave does his best to give me new traditions so it's not as painful. But in the end it is. It sucks. And some days it's worse than others. So, tell your kids you love them. Let them see you cry, and then explain why you're crying so they don't feel it's their fault. And truly explain it, not just, I'm really stressed out. Truly talk to your children. Even about money. They have no idea the money that goes out the door. And they need to understand that too. On why you can't always buy them the $200 thing that they want. Or why maybe for Christmas you don't get everything you want. Or when they do, they realize how much that took to give that. Eliminate a lot of their stress by just giving them information.